guys, welcome back here to Intuitive Angling. Appreciate you guys checking out today's episode and hanging with me a little bit. And a lot of you guys may have seen that video I did a couple weeks ago that Zoom came out with that new mid-size Z-Craw, which is unbelievable. They just came out with a new bait. Another one, guys, I cannot, but when I saw this thing, it's like, oh my God, this thing is going to rip them. And I have been I've been using Zoom forever, guys. I've been absolutely, ever since they started, I've used their stuff. This is probably the bait I'm most excited of that I've ever seen that they've made in the last 15 years. So just came out, it's brand new. I'm gonna show you guys what it is today and how to rig it. No, it's not, I hope, I know it's gonna add up to some nice fish for you guys this year, so we'll get into that. Also guys, two quick things before we get started to keep the lights on here in the tackle room. Just a reminder that SolarBat has got their President's Day sale still going on with my Signature Series glasses, my RB2s and 3s. These are the RB2 frames right here. 30% off this month. Also 30% off on prescription lenses. So I'll put my SolarBat link in the description if you guys would like to get a pair. This is the high contrast yellow, which is my favorite lens color. But the mossback green is good on really bright days. So I just wanted to pass that along. And also guys, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on the water lesson with me, all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat. I changed the name of it. Shoot me a private message and I'll get you some details there. So appreciate that. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you right off the bat what it is. You guys are gonna love this thing. It's the new Zoom Thick Trick Worm. Here it is right here, guys. Look at this thing. I cannot wait to throw this thing on the shaky head. Just for a comparison, guys, here's the regular Zoom Trick Worm right here, 7 inches long. And here's the Thick Trick Worm next to it. Now, I'm looking at the thing, and I'm going to guess it's probably about 10%, maybe 15% larger in diameter overall. But it's got the nice little tapered end down here with a fat tail. Guys, I can promise you right now, this thing is going to rip them on a freaking shaky head, because one of my favorite baits to throw on a shaky head in the springtime of the year is a soft plastic stick bait like a Cinco or a Zoom's Linky. That in the springtime, that fatter shaky head works a lot better, and that's what this Thick Trick Worm is going to be like, guys. I just got them. I'll be honest with you, I haven't fished them yet. I don't have to fish them. I've fished long enough to know when something's going to work. This thing is going to be unbelievable. Also, guys, I'll put this in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video, the Thick Trick Worm. If you guys are wanting to get a bag or two, you might do it right now, because I'm sure they're going to get sold out within a day or two after this video. But the Thick Trick Worm here. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about how to rig this thing. And I'm going to talk about how I use it, similar to like the soft plastic stick baits, which I know will work here. Now the head is going to be really critical on this. Anytime that you're fishing in the spring, and this video, I'm sort of gearing it towards spring fishing, is you've got to use a shaky head that has a light head on it. This is the Gamakatsu Tricky Head, best shaky head on the market. It's got a super sharp needle point O'Shaughnessy bend hook, a nice 10 keeper, and a real conical head. I'll put this in my Tackle Warehouse link too. You want the 1/16 ounce. If you're fishing deep, or if it's super, super windy, you could probably go to an 1/8 ounce, but you want to use the 1/16 of an ounce as you can get by because of the fall that it has with it. So basically, guys, just take it in, just come through about a 1/2 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Put it up on that keeper there good. Come all the way through the bait. And I like to lay it just on the top like that, if I can. See how the hook point sticks out? This is how I like to fish my shaky heads most of the time, with that hook point just sticking out like that. You get a lot better hookups. But if it's thick and snaggy or something like that, just bury it back in there like that. But guys, look at that Thick Trick Worm right there. I can promise you this is going to be the limit getter of all limit getters. And with the larger profile, it's going to attract the bigger fish. I can't wait to fish this thing, guys. Like I said, I love fishing a shaky head in the springtime. Shaky head's probably my favorite bait. Anytime that water temperature is between like 60 and 70 degrees, shaky head is one of my favorite baits, maybe even a little less, 57 to 65, 70 degrees. But Thick Trick Worm, guys, definitely want to pick you up a couple packages there. Now, a couple of tips and advice I'll give you with the shaky head in general that you can use with this is, again, we're talking in the springtime. the springtime of the year, when you're fishing a shaky head, it's one of the very few times a year that you've got a bait that can catch numbers and size, because you can win tournaments on a shaky head in the springtime of the year, especially if you got a lake that has a lot of spotted bass in it. So there's a window, and that window again is when that water temperature is 60 to 70 degrees, and a lot of those fish are up shallow getting ready to spawn or spawning or garden fry. That's when that shaky head's going to be really key. So what I like to do is there's two type of areas I fish with it during this time of year. I'm fishing secondary points that are leading into spawning coves, and those secondary points are going to be good staging areas for the pre-spawn fish that are waiting to move back to spawn. And then you also get them on the way out. After the fish have spawned, like in the nearby cove, they'll move right back out and set on those secondary points like early and mid part of May. And you can catch them on the shaky head coming and going. And then you can also catch them back in the spawning coves, just fan casting that shaky head around in the spawning coves, because a lot of those fish they're up there. They may not be actually spawning, but they're swimming around there. They're looking for areas for bed. They may be garden fry. They're just up there in general, cruising around. There ain't a better bait to throw than the shaky head like this. So this thick trick worm, guys, is going to be freaking deadly. Put it on an 8-pound test Seaguar Vizex fluorocarbon line, and again, try to stay with that 16th of an ounce head. The 16th of an ounce head, guys, it makes the bait sort of glide down more to horizontal, angle like that, instead of that 1/8 ounce or more that goes straight down. So I like to cast it out there, and I sort of slowly reel it where it's falling. So it's got this nice horizontal fall. And then, when you're working it off the bottom, it comes up and falls slowly. It's like it's not weightless, but it's enough weight to keep it down there. And I'll fish the 16th of an ounce, especially on a bait like the thick trick worm that has some mass to it. I'll fish this thing down to 20 foot deep with a 16th ounce head. But guys, I can promise you guys, you put this thing on, as soon as that water temperature hits 60 degrees in the lake you're fishing, you're going to get a bunch of fish on it. So anyway, guys, pick up a couple packs, Tackle Warehouse link in the description. Zoom thick trick worm. It's going to be a good one, man. Hope it helps you guys catch some. So we'll talk later.